It looks easy, you know? Operating on your own schedule, chasing creative ideas, but it's a lot of pressure. I still have bills to pay and responsibilities. They just look different. I don't get to go home from work, and that's what I chose. But I also chose to be a free-range creative. I'm an artist, but not a master at one thing. I don't know if it's ADHD or just my nature, so I cast a wide net and chase inspiration. Painting and illustration, yeah, that's expected, but also writer, web design, video work, Etsy sales. I built a food truck, and recently YouTube, and now more thoughtful wood pieces. What do I know about wood turning? I know a piece of wood spins like mad, and you shave it down with chisel. That's pretty much it. But you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. I have managed to build a decent Etsy following for the holidays, making Yule logs. But I need something that'll sell in the off season to sort of fill in. Right now that's the food truck. So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos. I felt inspired to try to make small things on a lathe. I don't know if it'll work, but I know it has to at least pay for itself now because I risked it. I got a biscuit. If I don't, the bills will fall short and I'll have credit card debt. So here we are. We're gonna make this work. I had a friend lend me this old shopsmith from 1943, cleaned it up, put a new belt on that, get that snug. I bought this clamp head. That's going to go onto the new lathe, along with all these extras. The problem with the old shopsmith is the tailstock is stationary, and you're moving this entire drive head in and out of the work, and I didn't feel secure with it. It's just not safe because the shopsmith is made to be a drill press, a table saw, and like 5 tools in one, which maybe in 1943 it was great, but things have kind of come a long way since then. So it wasn't secure, and for small pieces there's this huge design flaw that you can't really get this tool rest up to the end for small pieces, like easily. You can slap it around. I was using it backwards, in fact, to get up there. So that's no good. I'm trying to be cognizant whenever I buy something like this that I need to have a plan for it. Like, I can't just like arbitrarily be blowing money out the door. So while I did sort of dive in to the deep end of the pool with this, there is a plan. I think I'm going to try to make some small things that would sell on the Etsy site. So, but I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And I don't know a lot about this, about wood turning. So it's going to be there's going to be a learning curve, but so this was a $400 investment, so I really need to get this not mastered, but I at least need to get a working use of it and turn around that $400 ASAP before food truck season starts. So hopefully turning small items and putting them on Etsy will work. so far I've just sort of made this dong thing out of pine, but it's part way to what I wanted. So, but this is like the first thing I've ever done. Oh wait, this is the second thing. This is the first thing I ever did on a lathe, and that was on the old Shopsmith. And it's just doing whatever. This is the second thing I've ever done on a lathe, and it's closer to what I was looking for. So I'm just going to keep messing with it and working on this process and making this work. It doesn't quite fit. It's a sloppy sort of attempt. We'll get there, and then I gotta figure this out because we've got to pay for this lathe, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to need to pay for a sharpening station for chisels. I've got those carbide chisels, and they don't really behave the way I'm hoping that they would. So I'm hoping that wasn't money wasted, but scraper chisels, they weren't super expensive. I do have my friend's set of nice chisels here that he lent me, so I'm going to need to figure out how to sharpen those. So back to YouTube for a little while, and then we'll get this figured out and get some of this stuff on Etsy.
One eternity later.
So here we are with the second and a half thing that I've ever turned on a lathe. This is definitely in the zone of what I was looking for. So I think this is going to be doable. Got these. It's got a nice little lid, stays on, pops off. It's made out of the birch from right here in Maine. It's a little green right now, so I'm gonna let it dry and see how it does, like after a month or so. But I think I can turn a whole bunch of, it's like cut logs and turn a whole bunch of the blanks and let the blanks dry, and then I'll have like dozens of them when it comes time for Yule log season. But yeah, pretty cool, right? I mean, okay, it's not perfect, but a nice little dice bucket or something, I don't know. Reminds me of Winnie the Pooh's honey pot. I mean, it's not food safe. I just finished it with Johnson's paste wax, so I'm pretty excited about it. The lathe is good, except as some of the reviews say, it doesn't have enough power. So when you try to get in there and lean into it and do parting, like what they call parting with a parting tool, it just gives up. It stops turning. And I thought, like, these people are crazy. When I saw those reviews, I'm like, it's got like a half or 3/4. It's got a 3/4 horsepower motor. Like, maybe they're just trying it too fast or something, but I don't know. But they were right, and I was not. So lesson learned. However, I think I just have to add some extra log. So instead of trying to do a parting cut or something like that, I just have to get at it slowly with like a square tip chisel or something, or frankly just cut it right off with the bandsaw. The problem is when I cut it off with the bandsaw, I got a lot of work to do on the butt ends, so I really have to think about it, but I'll come up with a solution, I'm sure. But cool, right? Like little honey pot boxes. I'm excited about this. Like, I think these have potential, especially when I get some different woods. I can start doing some glue ups so that they'll be dry now, so I can get them listed on Etsy. I really need to get I probably got a total of a little over $500 that I put on the line to make this happen. So we need to reverse that cash flow. And part of the free range creative business is
knowing the business, right? So I got to be aware of how much I laid out, how much you need back before it starts being profitable. And that's just like how it is with everything. I mean, even if I made, even with the Yule logs that are very simple, I had to invest a lot of time and thought. And I think I bought the table saw just for that, my work job site table saw. Just for that purpose and a few other things, so I had to like be conscious of what was going out, what was coming back. But even for the simple things, and that's how I managed to make all this work, is that I have to be cognizant of money going out versus money coming in, because if I'm just putting money out for stuff to do, I have a hobby. I'm not a creative. I'm not making a living at it. So, all right. So keep an eye on the Etsy shop because these will be up there. But let me know what you think of this. I'm pretty proud of this for the second thing I've ever done on a lathe, and it worked out the way I envisioned. So I'm really excited, looking forward to doing this with kiln dried hardwood. I also have discovered that I am going to have to lay out some more money for a couple of different chisels and a way to sharpen them, and I'm hesitant to come up with a way to sharpen. I would like to use actual chisels, not the carbide scrapers. I think they cut better. I feel like they work better, but I have to lay out another $300 to be able to sharpen them properly. So I gotta think about that too. All right. Next step, next time, next whatever. Thanks.